So, Sam, there's a lot of debate going around in the industry between onshore and offshore manufacturing of products for construction.
Yeah.
What's been your experience dealing with onshore and offshore? What do you guys use it as build interiors?
As build interiors, we're looking into it, right? Like we've dealt with clients that have imported offshore and that we've used like joinery bits and furniture and all the rest of it. And I think it's definitely got its place coming through. You can't deny the cost savings.
Yep.
There is the managing of the quality and things like that. You know, some places a hit, some places a miss. But equally, right, we could say we have that here locally, right? Like some people you source off it, it's great. There's the no-brainers, USG Boral, things like that. If there's a jib shortage or you can get them at a deal, why not import your own plasterboard?
Yep.
Where we're sort of looking as build interiors is we're looking at offshore joinery fabrication and upholstery and things like that as an option. It's definitely something I think that has a place.
Right.
I think we're not opposed to working with people that are doing it and all the rest. I just think...
But then it's also factoring the time for shipment. Because let's say you're running a 3-month fit-out project.
Yeah.
If your lead time on a product offshore is 3 months.
Exactly, right?
Your choice is simple then, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It all depends, right? Like our fit-outs sometimes are 4 weeks, right? 3 to 4 weeks. On those ones, you're not going to offshore manufacture, right? And then you're not going to risk holding a whole bunch of offshore products here because the market's too fluid. So I think it has its place. I think if you can do it well and you have the lead time, go for it. Like if you've got the time to go over there, explore.
Yep.
But I think there's a lot of risk. I'm quite risk averse. I say that.
Sorry, say that again?
I'm not risk averse.
You're not, bro.
No, I'm not at all.
No.
With this
says the guy who quit his full-time job when he was 26 with no other income and said, I'll start a construction company.
Yeah,
Great.
This is true. I can't claim to be risk averse.
I'm risk averse. Yeah, I totally believe that.
Yeah. I think it's got its place. I think as build interiors, we're going to get into looking at it and seeing what we can import. There's the laws as well, right? Like
so tell me the main primary reason you'd go offshore. Would it be cost?
Cost saving. To be able to offer a better cost to customers here, man. Like booth seats are the number one, right? Like we do a lot of hospitality. Build like specializes in hospitality and retail. That's our bread and butter. We've done some awesome projects. We recently we lost a job to a company that was offshore fabricating the joinery, and it was quite interesting. The client actually went, "Okay, cool. I'll take the extra 6 weeks of fit out for the cost of offshore fabrication."
Wow, interesting.
If you've got a good and then what it made me think is like if you've got a good rent-free period, right, with your landlord, then what is it to you, right? It's overall you're saving costs. So we checked out the quality, had a little look, and talked to the client, saw how it went together, and actually asked to talk to the shop fitter and just had a chat with him. And I was like, hey man, like how do you find doing it? So it's a mixed bag. When I've done it, I've only done it with furniture and loose items so far. I haven't actually done it with anything like joinery wise to put in, but there's some no-brainers, man, like tables.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like why would we manufacture our tables here locally? No one's doing it. Harrows aren't doing it. Santisi aren't doing it. Come on, like they're mass manufacturing. What are your thoughts?
I'm in a position where I'm even getting... Okay, so I've set up a company in Malaysia.
Yeah.
So I don't manufacture products as such.
Yeah.
What am I offering to the industry is controls and planning service.
Yeah.
Right? So my biggest limitation comes down to how much time I've got available.
100%.
Okay, yeah. So you're lucky you've set yourself up with a great team around you. I'm still working on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it's a slower process because I've got to find the right skilled person, right? Finding that person in New Zealand has been extremely difficult. And even if I find the right person, the cost of that person is exorbitant that me as a small company, I don't want to take that risk. It's plain and simple.
100%.
I'm risk averse.
Says the guy that quit his job.
In the middle of COVID. That's calculated. That's a very calculated risk, right?
Yeah.
But then now set up a company in Malaysia where I'm slowly building up a team of planners.
Yeah.
So I've already gone offshore.
I think the offshore, like in that sense, it's a no-brainer, man. Like,
See, I mean, I'll tell you the benefits that I've already seen.
Yeah,
right?
tell me.
I want the guy to work on a Saturday because I have something critical and there's shit going on. There's too much work.
Yeah.
He just goes, yep, no problem. No complaints, nothing. No, it's just the attitude's completely different for me. I understand we were talking about manufacturing, now I'm talking about people, but it's the delivery I get, the quality I get. You find the right person offshore, mate, they will bend over backwards to deliver for you. I mean, in the correct country.
I think you're right. And that's a no-brainer. And that, like, it's quite funny, man. Like, after we sort of caught up, and I hadn't told you already, we actually have one person working offshore for us, but he's an expat.
Yeah,
in
right.
Vietnam.
Oh, yeah.
And I was thinking about what you were saying, like the offshore, what it allows for us is he's from the New Zealand market. I know he knows what he's doing. But it gives us more hours, right? Now we're trading 3 hours longer than everyone else. My quotes are still getting done and sent out. Yep. I can only imagine the benefits that you have, the work ethic of, if you look at the work ethic of the guys that come here and that manage to get a visa and make it here, it's insane.
It is insane.
It's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
Like,
yeah.
It's crazy.
No.
Honestly, it is outrageous. Like, and I can only imagine setting up a company where they're in their home country and get to provide those benefits and actually see the benefits directly with their families. Oh, I'd set them apart from the rest.
Yeah, mate, 100%. I've got to agree with you there. See, so I'm just going, I might as well just get offshore help. And like you said, so when business hours clock off at 5 o'clock?
Yeah.
It's 11 p.m. in Malaysia by the time business hours end. So it's 11 p.m. in New Zealand when it's about 5 p.m. in Malaysia, I think. Something like that. Yeah. So I know not to call my guy after 11 p.m. So I don't know.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so it's like working up to 11. And that just works perfectly for me.
Mate, it works well because owning your own business, you're always working, right? Like,
yeah, mate.
Someone will call you and it doesn't matter, but you can't call your guys. I can't go calling my guys at 6 p.m. on a Friday. Here, they're like, Sam, you're a lunatic. But I think having that offshore is a no-brainer, man.
The support, 100%.
I think we need to look at it. We need to refine how it's done. I think the process needs to, because that's the one thing with it, right? I don't quite know the process of how hard it is to actually set up an offshore.
Mate, I've been through it. It can be a little tricky, but there are people out there that can help you. Good people.
But the main thing is you keep going back to one word, right? Like that we keep circling, even on all our talk points, is people. And that's what it comes down to, though, right? It's the people.
Yep.
If you find good people, onshore, offshore, your business will succeed.
100%, mate.
And that's where, like, and you said right, like, I'm fortunate. We have an amazing team. We've got 11 people in the office, man. And, like, right now we've got 20 contractors of building labor on site. We've got awesome people. But if I can find even better people that are going to work just as hard, if not harder, alongside them, where am I going to be in another 12 months?
Mate, I'll watch that space for sure.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And same goes for you. Like, you're at the start of your offshore journey. I'm intrigued. There's an electrical company that we deal with. Their whole QS department, they've got 25 QSs in the Philippines.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I love that you do exactly.
Can we give him a shout out? Shout out to Aaron, Dempsey from Grammar Electrical.
My man. He's killing it, man. I get a quote back.
You said electrical contractor with 25 people offshore and knew exactly who you're talking about, bro. Exactly.
He's doing awesome things.
He's doing amazing things. Good on him.
He's the first in that space to sort of go out and do it. And like, I was with him at the weekend and talking to him, and it's like, similar to you, amazing experience. And it's something that if we can figure out a way to do it, I'm definitely not opposed. I think it's the way of the future, really.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.